Hey everybody, Jonathan here. It's today's Tuesday, and I was going to come out and try and do just a little bit on the greenhouse before I had to start my day job. Got a little bit done yesterday and a little bit more over the weekend. I'll show you what I've got here. So you can see I've got a couple of the hoops on the ends, just to see how it all fit together. I've got the whole bottom part of the frame put together. Screws are loosely holding things together along the top here on both sides, because I have to undo those to get the hoops on, and then I can tighten them down. So I was going to see if I could get the other 3 of those done today, so that at least that part would be done. And then going across the top, I don't know if you can see them on the video, but I have bolts just kind of hanging in here to hold these hoops together so that I can get them up in the air. I have to take those back out also, because I'll have beams, tubes, whatever you want to call them, going across all the way from the front to the back for extra support. So I'll have 3 on here, 1 on each side here, and then 1 down the middle at the top. So I'm going to get the rest of the hoop pieces out, put those together, and see if I can get them on. So let's see how things go. These all go together really easy. One end of each of these is crimped, fits inside the other, just like that. And you'll put a bolt through the hole, and that'll hold it together. And eventually I'll have a nut that screws on there, and we'll tighten everything down. But we just do that over and over until they're all put together. 4 pieces make 1 hoop, and then we sit it on the frame. Alright, so that's how that goes together. I don't know if you can tell, but the tops of them are still kind of wobbly, which is fine. As soon as we get the cross beams going across those 3 areas, it'll strengthen those things up. It's kind of funny. The little tools they give you to put this whole thing together is just a little bitty wrench and a hex wrench. They're tiny, but they do the job okay. I may go through with some actual tools and tighten everything down after everything's put together. Let's speed this up for the other 2 hoops. Got him. So that worked out okay. I don't know if you could tell, these nuts that are on here, let's see if I can get a close up here. They're those nylon lock nuts. They're going to do okay. It should hold everything pretty snug. You can kind of tell I've crushed that a little bit. I might have to beat that out. I've got some caps that I can put in the end to help keep the plastic from touching sharp edges. So I might have to try and squeeze that back out so I can get that in there. I'd rather it be maybe a little too tight than not tight enough. But everything seems pretty solid up to this point. Obviously the tops of the arches, hoops, whatever you want to call them, are not right now because there's nothing supporting them. So I don't know if I mentioned this before. One of the reasons I built the base, well, two reasons. One was to make the whole structure a little bit taller. So without that base, my head would almost be touching the tops of these hoops. I didn't want to be in this greenhouse having to bend over all the time. But building this up almost 11 inches, 5.5 inches each on these 2x6s, right? So using those to build up the height of the frame takes care of the height issue. The other reason I wanted to do it is because eventually, I mean, that plastic is not going to last forever. No plastic will in the sun, even with the UV treatment and everything. Eventually we're going to have to replace that plastic. So I wanted a way to get the frame up off the ground so that it would make things a little bit easier when we do go to replace that plastic, because we'll probably not use the same plastic. Not that I have anything against it, but you can probably get it cheaper, just a plain UV coated plastic to cover this thing. So I raised it up off the ground to make replacing the plastic a little bit easier. So it serves two purposes. So you probably noticed I still have the tops of these posts sticking out. I'm still going to take those off. I'll probably get that done later today. But I wanted to get these hoops on just to get a good feel for how big this thing is going to be and to get a good idea of what it'll look like. The frame is not strapped down. The greenhouse frame is not strapped down to my wooden frame yet. So it's going to be easy just to kind of slide it off far enough to be able to take care of those little posts. Then I can slide it back in place. And then we can strap it down and secure it. I might be back later to try to take care of these posts and maybe do one of the braces going across the top. But until then, I'll end it for right now, and I might be back a little bit later. Hey everybody, Jonathan here, coming back out after my pay to work job is finished for the day. I did a little bit more on the greenhouse during my lunch break, just put a crossbar across the top to give it a little more stability. I'll try and get the other two on the sides that I was talking about later on this evening. But first, I'm going to try and go ahead and take care of those posts. So I'm going to get my saw and my drill, and Becky's going to come out here and help me move the frame off so I can get to them, and we'll see how it goes. Up and just slide it, and that way we can keep it from wanting to scoot off of here. So we just lift it up high enough to get over that, and just slide it straight back. Yeah, it's not heavy at all. Okay, now we can set it down and just slide it. Okay, that should be good.
Okay. So we need those bands, or the roll things.
Well, if we get to it, yeah.
Okay. Oh, goodness. I just figured you changed your mind.
Okay, so the entire greenhouse frame is done, as you can see, and it does feel pretty sturdy. Yeah, it's shaky, it's small, you know, galvanized pipe, but it's not going to just fall apart. So Becky has gone inside to grab, a lot of people call it plumber's tape. It's basically metal strap with holes in it, and we're going to use that to strap down the bottom of the frame to the wooden frame that I've built. So we're going to get started on that, and then when that's done, I'm torn on whether I should go ahead and cut out the pipe from in between these wood sections for the door opening, because I don't know, but I'm pretty sure that the doors on the plastic, they're zippered and everything. I'm pretty sure they will not reach the ground. So we do need to kind of figure out what we're going to do with that. Maybe use some Gorilla Tape and tape some plastic to the bottom of it to go ahead and close it up. I don't know. Alright guys, so there it is. The battery on my other camera died, unfortunately, so I'm not sure yet until I start editing how much of the rest of the build you'll be able to see. But anyway, it's up. There's a couple more quick things that we need to do to make sure it's secure. I'm going to throw some ropes over the top of it just to secure the plastic kind of to the frame across the top and everything. And something I may do eventually, depending on how things look, is take a board and screw into the bottom down here along the edge to hold the plastic down. We'll get it pulled down nice and tight and may screw that down that way. But for now, I think I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. Thank you guys for watching and being a part of this. Hopefully there will be a lot of videos coming on what we do inside the greenhouse. So please stay tuned for that. I'm going to make a playlist of all of the videos that have anything to do with the greenhouse so that they'll be easy to find. And again, I'm going to post the dimensions of the frame that I built to build the greenhouse on top of. Also, I don't know if you can see very well, but that door does not come all the way down to the bottom. So we're thinking of a couple of different things that we can do to fix that. But for now, I'm going to leave that bar there. Yeah, it's kind of a tripping hazard, but that's the way it is for now. I also still need to work on leveling out the rest of the dirt that's inside there. It's been rainy lately, so it's all just very wet. So with the cover on here, it should dry things out enough for me to get the tiller in there and work on moving everything around. There's Kylie. But for now, I'll wrap this up. Kylie, do you know how to wrap up a video?
Click subscribe.
Comment.
Share with your friends.
Click the like button.
Click the like button. And see you on the next video. Bye.
See you guys later. Thanks a lot.